back towards the Kalista, because let's remember, we didn't see Kalista or Lucian picked or banned at all. Literally, not even, Kalista, not picked or banned at all in the, not even just the first half of picks and bans, like literally throughout the draft. And we hit on 4 Huanfeng, 3-0 so far, 42 KDA on the pick. Maybe getting something a bit more aggressive in the bot lane can set themselves up for success. So far, we do have different bans coming out from Weibo. In Game 1, they banned Wukong, Fiora, and Galio. So far, going with Wukong and the Nautilus pick coming through. Even RNG pivoting their bans from Game 1. Game 1, they banned away the Ahri pick themselves. Now instead, opting to take away the Jace.
Jace taken off the board, which would make me think RNG just want to go for this Gwen as their first pick once again. As Weibo need to decide on their final ban to move forward. Lucian has been standard, but wasn't banned in game number 1. We'll see where Weibo opt to go. It's a Galio taken away from Shao.
Yeah, 2 games in a row, not wanting Shao to get this pick. You already hit on it. The fact that they banned the Jace probably setting up for this Gwen pick to come through for Weibo. I mean, do we get SOFM's 10th game of Viego? SOFM literally has not played another champion. SOFM has played every LPL game on Viego. So, I mean, the comfort worked in game 1 in terms of how he did individually. Didn't work out for the team, though.
Yeah, I mean, like, realistically, the Viego was not the issue. Apparently, the Shy doesn't think the Jax was the issue either, despite how that game went. Despite the fact he wasn't able to win those trades, wants to go for the matchup again against Breathe. We have the Lee Sin once more. My God, Lyric, are we actually going to see the run back? No. Okay, Xiaohu changing it up with an Ahri locket.
Yeah, this is definitely going to bring in the Lissandra. We already see Weibo hovering it right now, but typically this is the answer that comes out, giving you more engaging. I really just love the Viego-Lissandra combo. Like, I feel like Lissandra, not only her lockdown, but again, the damage that comes through in her passive in a skirmish or a team fight sets up so well for targets to get so low that Viego can consistently find those resets that he needs to be optimally played.
And also, you both get a big benefit from a single target going down, right? Like, Lissandra's passive goes off at the same time as Viego getting that possession, so you both get a big spike in power simultaneously. It definitely feels... It's similar to having an Ahri and a Viego, right? Where you're both getting that reset off the back of a pick. Over to Weibo, though, as they look towards their bans. You'd expect it probably to be support bans here coming on through, but maybe you could go for something like a Kai'Sa ban if you want to then go for an Ezreal.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they do go for something like that once again, considering that is, again, just the Gala special. Instead, this time around, opting to take away the Lucian. So, not wanting to necessarily go up against the Lucian Nami coming out from Gala and Ming. Gala and Ming haven't picked up either of, I'd say, the go-to bot lanes, which have been Lucian, Nami, and Kalista Renata. Neither so far. For Gala, it's been the Jinx, it's been the Ezreal, it's been the Kai'Sa, even Ming's taking a little bit more stock and standard in terms of the picks he is willing to go through. So with these 2 banned away, Ezreal Prio definitely rising once again, but still having things like the Aphelios and the Jinx on the board.
Yeah, good stuff so far. And we'll see if we end up going into those slow scaling AD carries, because Draven available, Huanfeng Draven player, just saying. I don't think that will happen, but it's an option. There's the Rakan actually taken off the board here, and perhaps we see something, actually, I don't know. Why are they banning Rakan?
You know, we're getting pushed down to where we don't have too many like tank or like engaged supports left up on the table, right? Because Nautilus and Rakan have been the 2 big ones. We aren't seeing as much Leona on this patch. Alistar as well is not something we're seeing too heavily. So this could set up for some sort of Enchanter-esque bot lane to come through. We also still have things like the Braum on the table, but neither side really leaning into the range advantage able to come through. So actually wouldn't be surprised if we get something like, you know, either an Aphelios kind of like Thresh or Aphelios Tahm Kench up against like a Jinx plus the other support option. Those kind of feel like the only real bot lane duos left on the table.
We're traveling back in time in the meta here. Aphelios versus Jinx with defensive supports alongside them. That really would be something, wouldn't it? Kai'Sa certainly would be more interesting. I would love to see Gala play something more interesting than Jinx versus Aphelios, but might be the way that it has to go. The Xayah being hovered despite Rakan being removed, despite the nerfs to Xayah last year.
Yeah, and I still expect the Jinx to be the thing that ultimately comes through, considering that for the side of Weibo, I don't think there's too much you necessarily like get value out of the Xayah ultimate being able to come through. Still like a lot of ways to just lock her down or get on top of her. There will be the Tom Kench if it does end up coming through. And we already hit on for Weibo that you can just put something like the Thresh alongside if you want and have that Lantern safety. Renata would give you a bit of a stronger laning phase, just being able to continuously auto and like try and whittle down the Tom Kench in lane. And also prevent the all-ins from being able to come through from Xiaohu and Wei later on with that Renata ultimate.
We'll have to see that Renata can be so valuable. Could see the on board. We did see this before, and it looked pretty good as well against WE. I'd love to see it. Come on. Throw it out. Let's... okay. Never mind. Renata, gonna come on through.
Yeah, I think it's good the bar didn't come through, considering you have like an Ahri, a Lee Sin, all these picks who have mobility and can try and get out of that Tempered Fate very easily. But still opting into the more, I'd say, like aggressive option in terms of being able to whittle down with the range advantage you have over the melee. You still got to be careful that Tom Kench W able to come through with the all-ins. But both teams kind of setting themselves up for big 5v5s. I feel like RNG's comp very much similar to how it was in Game 1 in terms of like having that Gwen compared to the Jax on the opposing side. So kind of having more variety in terms of the angles you can take fights, where Weibo once again kind of having more options. Send Lissandra to a side with the Jax, try and find a pick, set him up for those long lanes. And for the Shy, if he can not fall behind early or even just go into mid-game neutral, find a lead, that's when we really will see the Shy able to take over on this Jax pick, and we pull RNG apart so they don't have as easy of time of getting those map setups that they had in Game 1.
Yeah, we'll have to see, because Weibo needs to be able to contest that vision, right? That, like you say, in game number 1, that was really the difference maker for RNG, being able to be there first, and that's consistently been the case for RNG. Like, consistently, they've only played 2 series. This is their second series, so like, I don't want to overstate things just yet, but in their first series as well, all about getting that vision control down early and then playing through the fact that you have control of the area. Ming constantly being the bodyguard for the situation, and just, you know, when he's playing something like a Nautilus, he can just find a hook easily because he's playing from the dark. On the Tom Kench, not necessarily as easy, but still have that engage tool available if he should need to be the engage.
Yeah, and for RNG, I mean, having that Tom Kench Devour available for, you know, whether it's like Angel or SFM jumping in is going to be quite nice. But for Weibo, you have like numerous ways of locking someone down. So even after, let's say, Gala comes out of the Devour, you'll still have numerous abilities from Lissandra. Or maybe if Jax was the one to wasn't the one to proc it, Jax can jump in on having the ultimate. So I feel like Weibo at least do have a lot of tools to take down Gala, despite the fact that RNG have drafted a more defensive setup with the Tom Kench.
I'd say a bit of damage onto Ming early on here, but just going to be fairly standard level 1. Both mid laners spotting each other out. Junglers aware of each other's presence, I would imagine, as Wei wants to go for a ward, but I don't think he'll get the chance.
You know, Munch, I wasn't going to say anything, but it has to be pointed out. For everyone out there, we typically don't have game sound when we do cast these games. We have game sound for the first time. It's crazy. So I hear the pings, March. I hear the pings.
Honestly, we haven't talked about this because it's just been down to tech difficulties. The fact that we're broadcasting remotely, right? We've had a fairly low quality feed of the game for the last for the last year, basically. It's been upgraded this split. We now have game sound as well, and my god, watching the game in high definition with game sound, it just hits different.
If there was a Corki, I wouldn't have to guess. If there's a package, I would just hear the noise. Life is good. That specifically won't matter in this game, but still, getting into the game now, right? Having the Shy come out once again with a really aggressive level 1. We kind of hit on this last round, having that Counter-Strike available to be able to go for these trades and being able to win out. It felt like the last game for the Shy, the thing that really bit him was when we started to see Wei put a bit more attention towards top, not even necessarily ganking, but just showing on vision before the Shy would be able to guarantee any crashes, and then making it so Breathe was able to find large CS leads in Game 1 that maybe without that same jungle intervention, the Shy could have just gotten around.
Yeah, perhaps. So far, so good for him at very least. Getting a couple of nice trades off to kick the lane off. Certainly changing things up compared to the massive crash and cheater recall of game number 1 that we saw from Breathe. But SFM this time around, pathing down matching Wei, which is not the same thing that we saw in game number 1.
No, and right, Weibo drafting a more fragile bot lane, considering they do have 2 squishy champions in that lane. So for SFM, I think it's kind of nice to cover or even set yourself up for a gank with the fact that RNG's bot lane is pushing forward so heavily. And for Wei, a little bit of the same as Xiaohu finding a really nice trade onto Angel.
Yeah, feel like Angel found a really nice trade onto himself there. He went in onto Xiaohu, while Xiaohu had everything up and just gets wailed on. I don't know really what he expected on that one. I will say Angel, game number 1, aside from that final Azir play, had a good game for himself. Like in the skirmishes, doing a really good job. But then at the end, with the Azir all over the wall, just a bit of a tragedy. So I'm hoping he can like get back on the horse, not to run with the theme too much here, to gallop with the theme, if you will.
Oh no!
We'll see
oh,
if he can have a bit of
posturing.
Game on an SFM moving in. They've spotted Wei, but SFM happy to take that trade because Wei very low on HP at this point. So SFM will just move into the jungle. Could maybe move towards the mid lane, but obviously RNG had vision of this play. So Xiaohu will have his reset denied, but he'll be safe.
Yeah, RNG doing a nice job of respecting once they do spot out SOFM on that bottom side. Now both very aware in terms of like pathing down from top to bot and should know what paths they'll be going from here on forward. SOFM gonna happily be able to take 2 Scuttle Crabs as well. So far, nice start coming out for Weibo early on. But we need to remember in game 1, right, there wasn't too much that happened in very early levels. It was once we started getting to around first Rift Herald where fights really started breaking out and slowly coming in favor of RNG.
Yeah, I believe there was an. Oh, hang on. Wei, try and move up towards the top side. The Shy could be in trouble here. Q not available, has to flash. Nice play from Wei to make sure he guarantees some of the spell out from the Shy.
Yeah, commits in, and the Shy feeling like he has to flash, considering that Breathe was just about to get the final stack of his Q, and also still having the Ignite available as well. So the Shy not even wanting to leave that to chance. Is Wanfong being punished by Ming.
Ming taking some damage though. Swampfong's still half HP. Gala the next target. Gravitum available, but not going to be used for now. And this is the power of the Aphelios as well. Very good at finding priority when you have that Infernum. So Weibo will be able to just crash this wave in and force RNG back.
Yeah, and we even saw in the minimap in the mid lane, Angel forced in the wave was trying to get a bit of a recall, but Xiaohu delaying that by walking forward and making Angel back off. Now Xiaohu will be able to push in the wave. Angel doesn't have TP, so Xiaohu should have a bit of a window to where he can start to lean towards one of the sides of the map. You would expect it to be bot, considering that's where Wei is looking to go right now. Potentially at least hover down towards that pixel brush, see if there's any vision. There is for Weibo, and being able to spot that out and take it away. But no, Xiaohu, after TPing the lane, instantly going for the recall himself.
Yep, decided to head back to base. And it will be Drake available here. Wei just going to go with the Scribe's Bloom. I wasn't sure if he was just going to queue over the wall there with his bot lane recalling. That would have been dicey at best, but not going to go for anything too crazy. It will be SFM to start this Drake off. So kind of a repeat of game number 1 so far, where we had a fairly quiet early game. SOFM got himself that first Drake, but then the Herald went the way of RNG after SOFM getting a quadra kill in the fight. It was a weird early game. I don't think it's going to repeat exactly. That would be a little crazy.
No, Ming, okay, Wei not going to luckily be in any trouble, considering he does have that safeguard available. But yeah, a lot of that coming into Xiaohu's recall, right? Xiaohu instead opting into the recall only for the Dark Seal purchase, have a bit more power under his belt, can start stacking it up and try to be a big menace, but it did open up for Weibo to be able to take that dragon. And now both junglers should be heading towards the top side. That is where their buffs are coming up. But Weibo, they have ultimates.
Oh, flash forward, and that's going to be chained on the CC, on CC, on CC. Xiaohu doesn't get a chance to use Zult, doesn't get a chance to flash because he's just locked up the entire time.
And I feel like the saying that you used for Angel works in the reverse of like, yeah, this was kind of Xiaohu doing it to himself, right? He knew that Angel had his ultimate available. He was actually looking at SOFM right in front of him, kind of helping Angel catch that wave and start to move up towards the top side. And yeah, getting punished for it. So nice by Weibo to be able to find this. We'll see how it all goes through. Again, Xiaohu sees them both here, clicks back up, gives range for SOFM to go for the flash W, but still nice by SOFM. No hesitation on that play whatsoever to lock him down and give room for Angel to go in.
The Shy in trouble, but once again narrowly dodges the last needlework to survive. The Shy, he's got this matchup on lock. Yeah, he knows exactly how to survive on 1 HP.
And like always dodging out on the last skill shot to come through from Breathe. Sadly, his wave is in a bit of a precarious position. Was bouncing back to Breathe. The Shy doesn't have a teleport as well. We're going to see here, it's just Breathe walking up with his ultimate, gets a full stack of the snip, but once again, jumping out, not able to land the last needlework, and Breathe going to be in a comfortable position again with an over 20 CS lead.
And you have to wonder what is going on up on that top side, why the Shy is wanting to opt into this matchup. It doesn't feel like, I mean, maybe in a longer game we get to see the advantage, right?
Right. It definitely will have skill, right? In the 1v1 duel later on, Jax will be able to win out, but just in these early levels, Gwen just, we hit on it, Jack of all trades, also master of all trades, is both teams posturing for vision.
The Shy flanking from the top side. SOFM going to get onto the Herald. Eye popped. It's down to 2,000. Both junglers. Smite available. Wei doesn't have upgraded Smite just yet. His Smite is only going to do 400 damage, and it might not even come off in the first place. Gobbled up by Ming. Herald taken by SOFM as Breathe tries to threaten onto the back line, but Huanfeng, big ult across the team, gets some big autos in as well as the Shy chases onto Xiaohu. Wei goes down. SOFM, he wants another quadra kill. Goes in onto Ming, finds the resets again. It's only a triple this time, like you can say only after a 9-minute triple.
Just once again, a repeat of last game. Weibo popping off in this topside skirmish, and Xiaohu does have flash, but still should go down.
Yeah, this is looking like another kill. Is it going to be... I mean, it's 4 kills. It's not quite a quadra, but I mean, how much can the games match? This is nuts.
No, the problem this time, though, is we look at his opponent. 0-1-0 on the Lee Sin. Wei not massive this time around, so shouldn't be as easy for RNG to look to contend with the early pressure coming out from Weibo, but we'll see here. Weibo have their AD carry closer, but their support is a little bit further away than the opposing side. Xiaohu trying to force his way in. You hit on how the Smite, not upgraded for Wei, even had a Smite for health there, which allowed for SOFM to be able to guarantee the Rift Herald for himself. And with Huanfeng on the other end of the fight, this is just a pure numbers advantage for the side of Weibo. Moonlight Vigil comes out, sets up for the resets to follow through for SOFM, lands the Sonic Wave right in the nick of time, and then able to follow through with more damage onto Ming before they transition up towards top side and are able to punish Xiaohu under the turret as well.
I'm not sure if that was a spectator bug there, but it didn't look like the Sonic Wave used any energy when SOFM was possessing Lee Sin. If that's the case, that means Viego's a better Lee Sin than Lee Sin is, aside from just not being able to use the ult. That's kind of insane if he doesn't have to use the energy.
Viego's a better everyone than they are themselves. Let's be real. I mean, I feel like a lot of champions work like that. Like, look at Sylas versus Nico. Sylas uses Nico ultimate better than her. That's what killed Nico in League of Legends. It's just the way of the world.
I feel like you could, if you're a Viego, you could start like a dating service for people where you go on first dates with them because you're a better version, you're the best version of themselves, right? So they can make a really great first impression by Viego being you.
Yeah, you're right. Would be kind of weird though, if you think about it, but...
Oh. A little bit Black Mirror, but it is what it is. It's Herald available for SOFM. Don't know if he's going to drop this one with Wei in the wings. Angel's there as well. And I feel like they were trying to bait it all in.
Yeah, Xiao also had Steepy available, so I like that Weibo don't overcommit onto the play looking for that one.
Did you see that? SOFM actually just used his Maw to block the Q to let Angel recall, but then Angel reactively tried to dodge the Q anyway, and so cancelled his recall. But fair play to SOFM to try and protect his mid laner's recall like that.
SOFM's trying to be a changed man. You know, again, we always hit on how he hasn't worked too well with his laners in the past, but he's improving, he's learning. He's doing better. This split is, they're going to be able to go down and pick up that second dragon as well. This is what Weibo weren't able to do in game 1, right? We start stacking these dragons very early. It did go 1-1 apiece, so now Weibo will be able to have a lot of threat and force RNG into maybe some earlier fights than they would want, especially with the fact that they still have the Rift Herald. So Weibo can still start expanding this gold lead even more than what it was before. I feel like mid's a nice place to look considering you have the Lissandra, once again speaking, to set up for the Viego to be able to come through. You drop the Rift Herald, you start looking towards sides as a unit, and yeah, then the map will just be wide open for the side of WBG.
Yeah, we'll see if they're going to be able to continue. I'm still kind of just speechless that we have such a mirror of game number 1, just a slightly better version for Weibo. Like, the fact that We got 4 kills on the Herald for SOFM once again. This time, he actually gets the Herald. This time, there's no cleanup after the fact from Wei, and Wei picking up the Herald himself. So it's like literally just game 1, except it went slightly better for Weibo this time around. The Shy being quite greedy on this one, but has Angel in the wings, kicked back, low on HP, but he takes a tower shot as well. Wei answering another TP from Xiaohu means bad news bears for SOFM and Angel as they try and 2v1 onto Xiaohu. They try and fight this one out, but it's 2v3 and SOFM still playing very aggressive in this one. The Q goes wide from Wei, Charm lands, and now Angel back into the fray once more. No ultimates on either side, but SOFM is going to get the reset. Wei low on HP, SOFM chasing for more, didn't get the reset on the ulti though, didn't go for the possession, and it means breathe away. Escape with their lives.
I mean, the fact that RNG were willing to play that on such a knife's edge in that ending sequence of like Xiaohu walking forward to find the charm and Wei jumping in was a little bit crazy with how healthy the members of Weibo were. Still were able to find another kill in the end. Heck, they actually found 2, right? Taking down both the Shy and Angel. But here, they were trying to use their advantage to enable the Shy more, right? He's behind in CS. You threaten forward, thinking that they won't go for the all-in here. Instead, bringing Angel up yourself, but right in range of turret, make sure that the Shy goes down. Xiaohu had TP, so they do bring him in, but sadly, 20 HP on Breathe. That's a durability update for you, baby. And then here, Xiaohu and Wei, I mean, the confidence to look for this should set up for SOFM to be able to find a kill. Does get one in the end, but also Wei getting the Sonic Wave up, able to get out with the cooldowns he had. In the meantime, Weibo Gaming just casually picking up a bot lane turret.
Yeah, not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. A lot of gold in Huanfeng's pocket there. As he's not gone for a reset, you can see Gala already finished off the Kraken Slayer. Huanfeng will reset now and grab a mythic of his own. You'd anticipate that Gale Force rather than the Kraken Slayer is what we usually see on the Aphelios. But it's a bit of a mythic stiff across the board here in favor of Weibo, what with SOFM being so far ahead of Wei in terms of gold. But actually, Wei has finished off his mythic. It's just SOFM also has Mercs and a pickaxe and a cloth armor.
Yeah, this is going to be really rough for RNG in the mid game. So who knows if we get to see any of their magic able to come on through. They are opting into trade sides, so at least knowing like, hey, we can't look to fight on the top side of the map. Let's try and get this turret down for Gala and get a bit more gold on him. But still, the fact that Weibo have been trying to get the Shy back into the game to where he can be the side lane menace, and that they are just favored in terms of those 5v5s right now, having such a big Viego, having the Gale Force, which just feels like it opens up Huanfeng to do so much more.
My God. SOFM's damage is terrifying. Xiaohu just gets chunked to half. Xiaohu's going to level up on SOFM, but that ain't going to stop SOFM looking for the 1v1.
No, and we get a bit of a replay in the corner. So spotting out that RNG had warded down on the bot side. That's why Huanfeng didn't walk too far forward aggressively. So Weibo with some nice respect so far. And look, SOFM pathing up to see his best friend once again.
Crucially, SOFM was feigning he was going bot side, waited for the minions to die, then moored back up towards top side to Breathe. Probably not expecting this, but it's not going to matter. Safely positioned in that lane. Did actually pop the needlework, though. Expected more of an all-in.
And at least it lets the Shy get his wave in because he is pretty much at this point, also losing a bit of HP, so I think this would be a pretty nice reset timing coming out for the Shy to get back on the Rift. We can see he should be able to pick up his, just actually he's able to get Divine Sunder outright from that play. But hey, we still have the Rift Herald sitting on SOFM. You already have 2 turrets down, so you'd expect them to want to use that one up towards the top side. But with Dragon coming up in 20 seconds, gonna just get some vision control down in bot right now.
Yeah, that bot tower will go down. I wasn't sure if it was actually going to be cleared in time there by Angel. That's one of the things about Lissandra. Insane wave clearers. SOFM moving in. This time, it's not On alone trying to find vision control, and you can see the difference in the way On is playing. Obviously, he was on Rakan last game, so it's not really a fair comparison, but playing much safer, not being caught in the jungle right before objectives again. This would be third Drake, remember, for Weibo, if they can get it.
And we see RNG trying to make their way in. RNG don't really have a great way of engaging, and On using the ultimate to even just secure the dragon.
Oh, an attempt there from Wei. But it's too little too late. And that will be 3 Drakes for Weibo. And now an opportunity to play on the map as well. Charm onto SOFM, but he dashes back to his teammate. Has the Sonic Wave to go further. Has the reset on his ult, but will not choose to go for it.
let's remember that RNG CC is very single target focused, right? A charm coming out from Xiaohu or his Everfrost, or Wei trying to find his way behind someone to get a kick off onto a key target. But if Weibo have position on objective first, we can pretty much just get a rinse and repeat of what we just saw. Very hard for RNG to bring anyone in. Maybe need to come around on a flank with someone like Wei to try to find the fight. You can always just pop the ultimate from on to make sure that they can't just walk in. So now for Weibo, you're feeling pretty confident waiting out for the next dragon to come up, and RNG are going to have to find a way to answer the question, how do you force onto Weibo Gaming's composition?
Shy's feeling a little bit more confident in these trades at this point, as we're seeing the two top laners duking it out back and forth. True damage certainly going to be helping breathe out the fact that the Shy's ultimate not really able to do much against the true damage that Gwen brings to the table. See Wei waiting in the top lane brush. He wants the Shy to go for an all-in. He wants the Shy to go for a heavy trade. But here comes SOFM, and here comes On as well. This is not a 2v2 that RNG want to take for themselves. The stuns come in, TPs across the board here as everybody arriving on the top side. Even the Herald is here to party. There's a TP straight away from Xiaohu, trying to be pulled back in. In goes Angel, roots across the team. Everfrost is perfect, but Ming saves his top lane. The tower goes down. Health bar's low for RNG, and Weibo still trying to push forward. Oh, Moonlight Vigil blocked by Ming. Very nicely played. Wei gets the kick onto SOFM, but the recess, oh, so close to coming out from the bailout. It's 1-for-1.
I still gotta just give massive credit to Wei for even being able to find that. That skirmish looked like it should have been so heavily in favor of Weibo with how it was going, spotting out the two members, the Rift Herald coming down, turrets down. But Wei seeing the one pivotal moment to make sure it ends up being a 1-for-1 in the end. They know SOFM's coming, walked over a ward, just try to back off slowly while also bringing TPs in. But TP's coming in from both sides. Xiao, really great reaction time to make sure he doesn't get locked down by Angel. But look at just the amount of damage SOFM is doing by himself. Whittling the RNG members down so low. Feels like Xiao getting a bit ahead of himself. This is where I thought it really would take over for Weibo, but Moonlight Vigil doesn't connect onto any key targets. And then Wei flashing behind him to guarantee the damage comes out instantly into the safeguard. So overall, again, Wei, I feel like brought a play back that could have been way more in favor of Weibo if Angel's ult or Huanfeng's ult would have gotten more value than what they were able to find.
Yeah, and I think Angel might have misclicked on the ult as well, right? I think he was trying to hit Xiaohu, but because Xiaohu flashed so quickly, like, Lissandro's one of those ones where you can press Alt R to ult yourself, but you can also hover yourself and press R. Sometimes that can go a little awry, so I'm not sure Angel was actually trying to self-ult on that one. And, you know, that's two ults from Angel in this series that have been a little dodgy and have ended up losing Weibo fights. Ultimately, good to see RNG actually still fighting back, considering how far behind they are. But Lyric, we've got 95 seconds until this Drake is going to be onto the map once again, and RNG will once again have to fight at a disadvantage.
Yeah, and RNG just has so many things they have to worry about, right? I mean, the Shy coming in from an angle, Angel just using his E to be able to get in the middle of key targets, running into Weibo Gaming's composition when their bot lane loves champions who run into them. So I'll be honest, I don't really know how RNG try and solve this problem. You would theoretically want to be able to find a pick first, but if Weibo Gaming don't open themselves up to playing aggressively on the map, then you really won't be in a position where you can find that one key pick you would need.
Yeah, it's a tough one to be able to find that crucial opportunity. Xiaohu using the charm to protect himself, but realistically, Angel's just trying to defend vision at this point as forwards. The Shy looking for Ming here, but I don't think the Tom Kench is really the target you're looking for.
No, still though, Weibo just going to hold strong right in front of RNG, not let them push this wave in. And heck, even having a numbers advantage here right now, but Breathe does have TP.
Opportunity here. Angel has to use the ult on himself. The Shy with the double stun, but no follow-up from the rest of the team. Now Breathe is here as well, but on the other side of the fight, Angel turns golden. It's going to be the Renata ult to buy space. The Shy still just charging forward. Gets a stun onto Breathe. He's winning this trade handily and dodges the Q from Wei as well. The Shy single-handedly forcing RNG away.
I feel like Weibo, once again, not on the same page. On's ult coming out, the Shy going forward, everyone else running away. Once Angel gets out, we see SOFM come in, and this is opening up the Drake for RNG that feels like it should have solidly just been for Weibo.
TP's available for both of the Weibo top laners, though, and it means that they can rejoin us. Huanfeng actually Gale Forces in there. Remember, he has his ultimate and he has Infernum. If RNG group up too much, this is still a Phelios. 200 years of game design we used to create this champion, remember. And that's a dangerous situation to find yourself in. 6K on the Dragon, started by RNG, pulled out of the pit. We're going to see a smite fight. We're going to see a 50-50, and we're going to see Wei take it and keep the game alive for RNG. But in goes SOFM, looking for resets, and boy, will he find them. Ming goes down. It's a great kick from Wei. Can they escape? Xiaohu with a charm as well, and the move speed on the Ari, but the Shy wants more. The counter-strike available. There's a reset for SOFM, but he opts not to go for more.
Like, this should be Baron for Weibo. This is huge, but my God, I just can't get over RNG just, like, juggling their CC spells so well. Okay, SOFM jumps in, Charm comes out, instantly re-engages, kick comes through, always being able to stay on the edge of the fight, not allowing too many to die, but still enough died to where Weibo are able to commit to this Baron.
We're fighting. Breathe moving in. Angel trying to play bodyguard. Baron will go down here. Taken by Huanfeng. Breathe and Xiaohu. 2v5 from the solo laners. Gala just arriving on the fight as well. But it might be too late as the Shy gets the bailout. And he'll survive. Breathe finally takes him down, but answers with his own life as SOFM goes forward and somehow 1v1ing. Mick eats up his AD carry. There's a kill for Gala, but Angel ults him. Have they got the damage? The answer is yes. As Huanfeng is the cleanup crew, and he looks for a triple.
And that was way too overzealous coming out from the side of RNG. And wait, we're still being overzealous as Wei walking forward. Huanfeng and On are right in front of you, my dude. You need to be a little bit more careful. They also have the Baron buff as well. I don't know much. The shenanigans in those last two fights are strong. RNG thinking they need to contest for that Baron or the game will just fall too far out of their hands. I get it, right? You are so far behind in gold. Feels like they just can end on this one. But Xiao doesn't even have ultimate in this fight. You're both going to be running into all the members on the side of Weibo. They're able to get some damage down onto Huanfeng, but he did have cleanse. And then like you said, Bailout able to come through. Breathe does finish that one off once again. There's just more abilities wasted on targets who are going to go down anyway.
SOFM almost surviving that fight as well. I thought he was absolutely doomed. Then he somehow sustains a little bit, but then ends up burning down. Ming saving the day, but ultimately it's too little too late. And Huanfeng now 5 kills on this Aphelios. And last time around, it felt like SOFM had all of the kills for Weibo. Not going to be the case in game number 2. 2.5 minutes until that next Drake, as the Shy will catch this wave on the top side. Looks like nothing else will happen. I wasn't sure if we'd see a dive from the RNG play. I will say, I am loving that RNG are not just giving up in this game. They are willing to fight. They are willing to go to the very end of this one.
Yeah, they're willing to fight. They're trying to keep it close. Their only real option at this point is finding picks and abusing people who are overextended on side lanes with your Ahri and Lee Sin combo. But for Weibo, just nice bounce back to see from them that the play that we saw in their series against WE wasn't just a fluke, that they were able to bring it together once again. SOFM, once again, having a massive impact. And after readjusting their bot lane matchup, Huanfeng and On coming online incredibly strong in this game too.
Yeah, it's honestly beautiful to see. So red buff about to spawn. Gala will be able to grab that one despite them losing control of the map. Still can control their bottom half as Weibo take a tier 2 in the mid lane. They'll take a tier 2 in the top lane as well. And I forget who it was. I remember seeing a pro player interview, and the way that they viewed Baron was first Baron, tier 2 towers, second Baron, end the game.
I mean, right? It sounds very solid on not putting yourself in too much harm's way. As Wei luckily gets out of there right in time. 2 ultimates burned from Weibo.
Wei almost going down to the Calibrum shots there from Huanfeng, but as we said, it will be the tier 2 take, and that's the end of the Baron as well. So resets for Weibo. A minute until this Drake. And Lyric, once again, RNG have to fight for this one. They can't afford to lose an Ocean Soul.
No, they have to go in. They have to try and crack that code in terms of how to engage onto Weibo. I thought they got a little bit lucky in terms of how the last fight could have panned out. Because, like we highlighted, we saw Weibo kind of weaving in and out at very different moments. It'd be like, okay, Angel jumps in, no one's following up, he goes out, SOFM now comes in, On throwing out his ultimate, trying to disengage, is the Shy trying to find a pivot into the fight. So for RNG, you're kind of hoping that Weibo are once again disconnected, because if not, I just feel like you don't have a way into the fight.
Chicken started off here as we're going to see the engage from Angel. Everybody from Weibo just charging forward. Wei forced backwards, and the Shy dives on in. Another stun there. As Xiaohu trying to get some damage out, but he just doesn't have what it takes here. It's going to be a gold dip in this fight as SOFM charges forward. He's Gwen now. As the Shy has to back away once again here. Weibo can't quite find enough to brute force any inhibitors right now, but with 7 seconds on the Ocean Drake, I think they're happy with what they got.
Yeah, Weibo just get to back off, go get their prize that they have earned. The Shy starting it all off to find those kills with Angel. And now, I mean, the Shy still just going to be this huge menace down in the bottom side. This is another game where, sadly, it doesn't matter how much like mid or late game prowess you have as RNG. It just feels like with the compositions, with the Ocean Soul Gnaw coming out for the side of Weibo, this one really just doesn't feel possible for RNG to come back in.
It's actually Gala not even looking for the soul, not even looking to try and steal the Drake. He was just looking for a kill onto the Shy. That's personal right there. Won't be able to find it, unfortunately, though. And that will be sold out for Weibo. Very nicely done. And a minute on the Baron if they feel they need that to end the game as well.
Yeah, for Weibo, I think it would definitely be the safer option to come through of, right, you can try and push out your lanes once again, try and see if you can fish for picks in enemy topside jungle. If you aren't able to find any, just default back to that Baron. You are still a relatively low-range comp despite having the Aphelios. Like, sure, there's ways to break down turrets. Like, you push in, you throw out the Renata ultimate, maybe they back off long enough for you to take it, but the Baron would just be so much more of a guaranteed way to be able to end out the game in the next few minutes.
We'll have to see. This Weibo, like you say, controlling vision around the Baron. Not actually up for another 30 seconds, so they can't threaten Jizz. Yeah, RNG don't have to walk on in. And I feel like, you know, controlling vision around Baron, then baiting for an all-in, that's kind of become the RNG signature play, right? That's the way that they love to play the mid and late game macro. It's almost like their signature move, and now being used against them by Weibo. 5 seconds on that Baron. And with the red and white weapons as well, oh, it's too perfect for Weibo. They'll shred the purple win.
Yeah, Wei gonna have to try to approach from behind, though, because walking into the pit against Renata really just is impossible. Luckily, Weibo not having any vision just yet. Wei angling for it.
I don't think Wei will be able to find the smite here because Weibo can just stop for a second. And they can stop Wei's heart as well, because he just gets annihilated. Angel happy to go and use the ultimate on that one. As the Shy maybe finds a 1v1 with Breed, but you can see Gala moving on over as well. Breed does have to be careful, as does the Shy. A TP now from Xiaohu. RNG finding a pick and maybe finding an opportunity, but no! The Shy escapes, uses a blast cone, and somehow lives!
He keeps doing it. He keeps finding ways to survive in situations where it looks like he has clearly made a mistake. Now able to recall TP in. Weibo can try and start pushing for the end of the game.
There are no mistakes here, Lyric. Just happy accidents for the Shy, as he'll now move up towards the top side with the rest of the team. This will be 2 inhibs taken for Weibo, as they I mean, RNG don't have anything to defend this one with. It'll take a miracle to be able to win a 5v5 fight at this point. 12,000 gold down, but a charm onto Huanfeng might be the miracle. But with Mikhail's coming out from on as well, it's impossible. There's nothing.
Oh, that was so depressing. That honestly caught me off guard. Huanfeng walking forward and being able to layer that damage down. Even having both summoners up as well. RNG so close to being able to do it. But still, going to be able to lifesteal back up with the fact that he does have the Severum available. But nope, they're just going to stop in their tracks.
That is trust right there. You see Huanfeng get charmed, has cleanse available. We know he's good enough AD carries after reactions to cleanse that. But he trusts on. He trusts that the Mikhails will come out in time, and he trusts he will survive. And the trust is rewarded. So fair play to this bot lane duo. And the only two still with bounties on the side of Weibo. Both of them 12 kills participated in. If that ain't synergy, I don't know what is.
No, phenomenal game coming out from their bottom half. And considering for RNG, right, you look at like Gala hasn't particularly had like a terrible game. He's been doing his job, farming up, trying to become like this big late game scaling jinx. But it's really been their frontliners or the ones diving in on RNG that have taken a brunt of the punishment coming out from Weibo. And now Weibo gonna have to use these supers in mid to try to put pressure onto that bottom lane turret. And you're really going to have to play out through multiple lanes as Weibo, in my mind, to be able to break this down. Again, you don't have the easiest comp at just forcing onto RNG, considering they have the Jinx and the Ahri to just layer down spells and rockets to be able to get rid of those minion waves once we get to inhibitor turrets.
Yeah, down in the bottom side. As their Surfman pressures in the mid lane. Mink using the dive, but won't be able to find it. Angel just going to dive on the opposite side, though. Has the stopwatch to keep himself alive here and use the ultimate already. The rest of the team moving forward. Wonfong has so much damage, and RNG just falling apart the seams here, so far behind. And Weibo finally find the window that they've been looking for the last 10 minutes straight. They'll get themselves a game, and they'll give us a 3-game series today.
Not what, well, actually, it was what we expected coming into the day, and then not what we expected after our first series in Game 1, but glad that we're actually going to be able to go the distance with, again, two teams that, on paper, very respectable. RNG obviously just coming off another MSI title, and Weibo having the player caliber to be able to contend